Welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs, and in front of me we have
Gaurav Khazanchi. Welcome back, everybody, to the So Far So Good podcast, the first episode of 2021.
2021. Now, I just have something, I guess, a bit of an emergency to say before we begin.
Yep.
We did promise last episode that this episode we would try eggnog.
Yep.
But something happened in the last week.
Yeah.
Something very unfortunate.
Okay.
Gaurav randomly sends me a photo of eggnog. And I replied instantly. And I said, oh my God, what is happening? And then basically he was at an event where there happened to be eggnog at the event.
Yeah.
And I said to Gaurav, don't you dare try that. Don't you dare touch that eggnog. And Gaurav, what did you say in response?
Well, look, there's contributing factors.
What did you say in response?
I said, it's too late.
He said it's too late. He promised that he would try eggnog on the So Far So Good podcast, but he did not.
Hey, we can still try eggnog on the So Far So Good podcast.
That now brings me to this point.
Okay.
Now, my response to Gaurav, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this moment.
If I sent you the photo on the day, which was, by the way, Christmas Eve.
And I did not respond. And I waited till we were recording the podcast to respond.
Okay.
Now, my response to Gaurav is, this is your punishment, by the way, for doing that.
All right.
Since you did that, I will vow to never in my life ever try eggnog.
Dude, that is the worst vow ever.
Why? I will never taste eggnog.
Firstly,
it will never touch the rim of my lips.
Get absolutely out of here. Why? This is a punishment to yourself instead of me.
It's a punishment to you because you want me to try it, and I will never. I will die without trying eggnog now because of this.
We all know how Chris's vows work, all right? He makes it, he gives extreme situations, and then he breaks it, and then he winds up having to have some dumb tattoo on his finger. So where is this vow going to take us?
I will never have eggnog in my life. Ever.
That does not bother me at all. If anything, now I know what you're missing out on.
I tell you, he's trying to turn it around, but it's not happening.
It's not.
He wants me to try it so bad.
I couldn't care less.
But I'm never going to have it ever.
Well, let me tell you one thing. An actual better punishment would have been, you're not going to try it until next Christmas, because now you're not going to have it on this episode.
No, I'm never going to have it in my life.
You're never going to have eggnog in your life.
Ever.
Ever. Okay, in a hypothetical situation, what if someone accidentally, or no, deliberately, puts eggnog in your cup? You don't know what it is because you've never had it in your life.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because I will not willingly have eggnog. I will never
He's going to find
willingly
some
have
loophole
eggnog
so that he can try eggnog sometime in his life.
If someone choked me and tied me down and forced it in my mouth, I can't help that.
Yeah, you can.
But I will never willingly drink eggnog in my life.
He talks so much nonsense.
Ever.
This is the worst.
That is what you get.
This is worse than your beard vow because I just know it's going to be broken so quick. And if that happens, there'll be punishment round 2.
I will never do it.
He's going to end up having eggnog.
And that is your punishment for breaking...
How is that my punishment?
You broke the So Far So Good promise.
You're punishing yourself, firstly. And secondly, I never said I can only have eggnog at the So Far So Good headquarters.
You promised to try it live on the next episode.
But we went to the shops and it wasn't there.
And
luckily...
he's brought eggnog today and I will not try it.
Well, you know what? That's your loss because the eggnog's all mine then.
That's fine.
I
will never try it. As much as you try.
It was delicious. Oh, my Lord, was that eggnog good.
Yeah,
Man.
but
I can't believe I've missed
But
out
the
27
guilt
years
you
of my
will
life.
have for breaking that promise, it's just not worth it.
I've got zero guilt.
It's not worth
because
it.
you're making up this promise. I never said it had to be exclusively on the So Far So
You
Good
did.
podcast. I did not say this. If you find the snippet in any recording where I say I will only ever try it on the So Far So Good podcast, then
You never said I would only try it, but you
Exactly.
said next episode we will try it
yep.
as the drink. But you, in between episodes, dogged the podcast.
I did not dog the podcast.
He dogged the podcast.
I did not dog the podcast.
He's dogged.
I
He is officially DogRav.
Okay, look. It's not a punishment to me at all, wrapping this up. It's
It's
your own loss.
It's a punishment.
I feel no
Because-
guilt.
He wanted us to try it on the podcast. He broke the promise, and now I will never, ever drink eggnog. Anyway,
It's so
let's
extreme.
move on.
It's so extreme.
It's a punishment.
It's
and
unnecessarily
you'll have,
extreme.
and you'll have to live with that guilt.
I have zero guilt. You are making me
And
feel
that just shows
more proud that I tried it that day.
and that just shows your character right there.
It does not. I did not make any such promise. My lord. Okay.
All right, moving on to our introductory questions. Now, we'll have to make this quick. So, my question to you, Gaurav, now that it is 2021, what is
Yep.
your goal of 2021?
See,
Apart from dogging the podcast continually, what is your goal for 2021?
This is my question from last week. You just changed resolution to goal. I already answered this.
What
though.
is your goal? It's not a resolution or any crap like that. It's something that you want to achieve.
So what is my goal?
What is your goal?
What is one thing I want to achieve this year?
What's one thing you want to achieve by 11:59 p.m. December 31st, 2021?
Okay, well, if the law allows me, I want to travel to one new country. Because right now I can't. So
Wow, that's a big goal.
it's a pretty good goal.
What country?
Well, there's so many countries I haven't been to. So I don't know, New Zealand maybe?
Whoa.
Yeah. Because I feel like that's going to be the most plausible decision at the moment. Yeah.
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 Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, so that's my goal. Do you have a goal?
Yeah, to travel to New Zealand.
Get absolutely out of here. Get out of here. Your goal should be to try eggnog once.
No.
Because
I would that my goal is to the goal for the rest of my life is to never try eggnog.
That's such a
My
dumb...
goal for 2021, I've actually spoke about traveling to New Zealand as well. So let's see what happens.
Let's see. Maybe
Maybe it takes us there.
Maybe it does. Maybe it does. All right, Christopher Coombs.
Yes.
Now, I said this to you before. I don't know if I've asked this specifically, but it's I feel it's quite relatable. When you count using your fingers, do you go 1, 2, 3, 4 starting with your index finger, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starting with your thumb?
Thumb.
You go thumb.
Yep.
So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Start with the thumb.
That's messed up.
What do you start with?
Index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But then you're going back. So you're going index all the way down, but then you're coming back to the thumb.
So I'm going
It just
index,
doesn't
middle,
work.
ring, pinky, thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going around,
Yeah, but that's how it should be.
but that's not in line.
Well, when you start with your thumb, you've got an open fist, right? So one thumb.
Yep.
Now there's no tension on your fingers.
But the next one in line is your index finger, and then it goes along the line. You can't start with index, go all the way down, and then somehow circle back to the thumb. How are you going to keep track of that?
because you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you go to the next hand. So it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
and then what if you go past 10? Then what?
It's the same thing either way. You have to close your hand and restart.
And then you've lost count.
No, you haven't. You have not lost count. Okay.
Because you're not sure, because you're not going directly in line.
What if we both change it and we start from pinky? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's just unorthodox.
That's
Doesn't
what I
work.
feel with the thumb first. And you know what you miss out on going thumb first? You don't get that dramatic flick with your other fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No.
He's
You
trying
gotta
to get
go
in front of
thumb.
me.
You gotta go thumb.
Because when you do fast, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it just looks like you're opening your fist in slow motion.
Yeah, good.
No, it doesn't look...
It's a nice wave.
It's a nice wave, but it doesn't look like you're counting.
No,
That
no,
looks
it
like
does.
you'll lose counting.
No, because when I count, I go like, I hit it. So I go 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? Like I push my hand forward.
He's adding like an extra beat in between.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I do.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought you were an index starter, but
Nah, never.
it explains a lot of things about you.
Yeah, it has to wave in a direct line.
It doesn't.
You can't go index down and then somehow circle back to the thumb. It's just not right.
If my fist is like this, technically my thumb is the last point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, guys, maybe we'll do a poll. Are you a thumb starter or are you an index starter with counting?
Thumb will be majority for sure.
Definitely index.
No.
When
Definitely.
you say there's one person left in the room, do you go thumbs up, there's one person left, or do you go index?
Yeah, because that's if you're counting down.
No.
If you're saying so there was 100 and now there's 1.
Fine, let's say there's only one pizza left. There's only one pizza left.
Thumb.
You go thumb.
Thumb.
You're such a liar. You're such a liar. There's one thumbs up. There's one pizza left, guys.
Okay, what if there's 2? What do you do?
Peace. There's 2
Nah,
left.
you don't want to do it because if you do it,
You do this. You're telling me you do an L shape with your
Yes.
thumb and your finger to do 2.
Because if you do the other way, the piece, what if you accidentally have your hand the other way around?
It's rude sign.
Exactly. You don't want to accidentally rude sign someone.
No one does this. No one does this.
Yeah, there's 2.
There's no.
It's like a tick.
I've got
The
to.
Nike tick.
I've seen 3 with the thumb,
Yeah, 3.
but I've never seen. No one does.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna for the rest
100%.
of my life. I'm gonna be watching you count with your fingers, and when I catch you, you got to drink eggnog.
Nah, it doesn't matter, man. You could give me $1 million. I won't drink eggnog.
That's fine. I don't care.
It's just not
I
happening.
couldn't care less about your eggnog vow.
You do.
It doesn't bother me at
You're
all.
trying so hard.
No, I'm just bringing
to
it
not
up
care.
because it's relevant. So I'm just bringing it up.
He's trying so hard
I
to not
actually
care.
don't care. I've got no guilt. I've got no care. You're the one missing out.
He's trying so hard.
I'm not.
He-
Ugh.
Oh, you know those kinds of people. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So far, so good.
And welcome back, everybody, to the So Far So Good podcast, first ep of 2021.
Use 2021.
I know why he's done that. Do you want to explain why you've done that?
Nah, I just said it.
He just said use just because. All right, well, we're back to our traditional segment. What are we drinking? And what are we drinking today, Chris?
Use. Use.
Yours, something like that. That's the brand of the drink company.
Mm-hmm. It is a sugarcane drink with sugarcane juice, no added flavoring.
Yep.
So does that mean it's going to be rubbish?
No, well, have you had sugarcane juice before?
Yes.
You know what? Considering this is sugarcane juice, which is just made from sugarcane, so it's full of sugar. It's actually got the least amount of sugar than all the other drinks we've ever tried.
Well, it's a 300ml can, and if we have a look at the sugar content, it's got 24.9. We'll make sure we're legit,
Yep.
just in case that extra 0.1 hurts someone.
Yep.
24.9 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
Also 24.9 grams of carbohydrates. How is that exactly the same? That's crazy.
Well, I guess sugar is a carb.
0 protein, 0 fat,
That's not a fact.
0...
I'm just talking trash.
0 everything else. So it's literally sugar and carbohydrates. There's no other ingredients to it.
Yeah. Well,
that
yeah.
is very interesting.
It's a fresh looking can. It definitely originates from, I don't know which country.
Oh, it's some sort of...
Look, the
country.
symbols do look
made
Japanese.
in Malaysia. There you go.
Malaysia.
Okay,
Well-
ingredients is water, sugarcane juice, sugar, and color. Caramel 4. Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, sugarcane drink. I'm not gonna compare this to fresh sugarcane juice that I've had because this is not meant to be fresh sugarcane juice. So
No, it's...
we'll take it as
Well,
it is.
it is, actually.
It's a sugarcane drink with sugarcane juice. So Let's give it a shot. I don't think it's meant to be fizzy.
All right. Well, let's
Ready?
give it a crack.
Cheers.
All right. Top, bottom, mids.
It sounded like there was fizz.
Mm.
Right, let's go for it.
All right. Let's have a crack. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's not sweet.
It's not what I expected.
It's not sweet.
It doesn't taste like sugarcane juice.
What does it taste like? It tastes like something. I don't know what it is.
It tastes like if you bought sugarcane juice, added water, left it for a week, and then drank it.
But it's still got a fair bit of sugar, but it's not sweet.
Yeah, it's not your traditional sweet.
It must be all the natural sugars.
I mean, yeah.
I think, in a way, the fact that it's not as sweet as the fresh stuff,
Yeah.
in a way, kind of makes it a little bit better. Like, it almost tastes healthier.
But it doesn't taste fresh.
No, it doesn't.
But,
It's like it's been in the fridge for, like, 10 decades.
yeah. But, funnily enough, when you drink it, it's quite refreshing.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
it's refreshing. It's like I'm drinking something good, but also not sure.
Yeah, it's a funny one. Look, I'm going to be pretty blunt. It's not the best one I've had.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I know I'm not comparing it to fresh sugarcane juice. I mean, it's not the best.
You literally
No,
just
no.
said that's a direct comparison. Compared to the ones I've had, it's
No.
not. It's
No, I meant compared to the drinks we've done on What Are We Drinking? It's definitely not the best.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of my rating because we do
Yeah.
give a rating out of 10
We need
for
a
every
rating.
single
It's
one.
it's a bit of a tough one. All right.
Well, 3, 2, 1, but let's have one more sip
One more
each
sip,
because
and
I'm still trying to. Have
Yeah.
you got your rating already?
No, I need one more sip to
Yep.
figure it out.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Well, let's have one more sip each.
Yep.
And then we'll be able to get the rating out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with
I'm not
my
going
rating.
to. Yeah. All right. We'll 3, 2, 1 it, and then we'll explain.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
3, 2, 1,
4.
4.
Wow.
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 First time in agreement.
Yeah, I was going to give it a 4.5, even a 5, but that last sip really helped me out.
Really hit the wrong spot.
Yeah, exactly. It hit the spot, the wrong spot.
Yeah.
You're not wrong at all.
Look, I've gone quite low just because if I had a whole fridge of different drinks to choose from, I would absolutely not be choosing this.
No.
Like, I would never choose this.
Yeah.
But the fact that I had no choice and I'm drinking it,
Yep.
it is still somewhat refreshing,
Yep.
somewhat feels healthy,
Yep.
but it's not good
Yeah.
at the same time.
That's it. It tastes old.
Yeah.
It tastes old. I'm not comparing it to fresh juice, but it just.
Stop saying that. You literally are.
I'm just no. I just, like
When you said it's not the best one I've had.
I was talking about What Are We Drinking? But yes, pretty much exactly what you said. It's not something I'd choose. Now, look, I was excited to try this, not going to lie, when we picked this out. But it's really disappointed me.
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
can makes it feel refreshing.
Yeah, yep.
So that's why it's quite sad.
Yeah, I'll finish the can, but it's not the worst, but it's not the best. It's just whatever.
It is
Yeah.
whatevs.
It's just, yeah.
But as we do on every Are We Drinking segment, we have to finish the drink at all times.
Exactly.
So I can't wait for the episode where we do a can of sewage. That's going to be good.
We all know Chris is going to finish that in a jiffy. So I'm not going to be part of the So Far So Good podcast when we do that, because that is just probably illegal.
Maybe you can drink eggnog on that episode.
Oh,
and
thank
it'll
the
be like
gods.
the same taste.
Okay, if you say
All right.
so.
Well, yeah. So good stuff. And now I actually have a bit of a story to tell you.
Okay.
Now, we did want to say a quick wrap up of 2020 before we say the story. Now, we promised that we would do a recap of
Yep.
2020.
Like a clip show.
Yeah. Now, we had a good think about it and a good chat about it, and we've decided that the best way to do this is rather than going back to previous episodes,
Yep.
we are going to just say some notable 2020 stories.
Yep.
Now, despite the COVID issues,
Yep.
I would say I had a somewhat, good year, I guess.
I feel like all soft souls will recall. You've said it multiple times. Your whole life has changed.
So my whole life has changed. I got a new car, I got a house, and I also got a new job, actually.
Congratulations.
Right towards the end of 2020.
Yep.
Now, this is where it leads into the story.
Yep.
Now,
just want to say, when Chris said notable stories, these are new stories. So look, it's essentially your standard so far so good episode. But we
it's
wanted
a 2020 recap.
It's the
edition.
recap of the final days of 2020, really.
So I finished up about mid-December.
Yep.
I finished up my job. And that night, I had some people over to my house, just as a bit of a celebration.
Yep.
It's always a bit of a weird one, It's like we're celebrating that I got a new job, but I'm leaving you guys at the same time.
Yeah.
It's always a bit of a weird one, but it happened. People came over. We were lucky enough to rock up straight after work, rock up to my house, and Caitlin had prepared, some platters and
That's how you do it.
some, I guess you would call it cocktail punch.
Yeah.
Is that the best way to call it?
Yeah, I would just call it punch or just cocktails. They both work, but cocktail punch.
Basically,
menu item.
a cocktail in a punch bowl. That's kind of what I'm saying. And then we started drinking the cocktail.
Yep.
And the night went on, blah blah blah, and then people started leaving. And then by the time it hit about 10:30, 11, that was when the last people left.
Yep.
Sounds early, but they were there since 5 o'clock.
Yep.
So, and then when they left, there was still half a punch bowl of that cocktail left.
Okay.
So I had to finish it.
Here we go. Here we go.
I couldn't leave it.
Were you drinking it, hoping it was sewage? Or...
Wow. Wasn't as good as sewage. But, so I had to finish it. So I just kept drinking. And then I read this card that my work friends had got me, yeah?
Yep.
And they all wrote like a little note on this card.
Yep.
And then I decided to read it after they left.
So, approx, what, is this straight after? How long,
about half an hour after they left.
Half an hour after, and have you now finished the cocktail punch? Or
No, I'm still hammering it down.
Still hammering it down.
Just absolutely hammering it down.
You know what this sort of reminds me of? Do you remember Harry Potter 6?
Harry Potter 6, that was the one where that thing happened.
Yes, get out of here. Says the
I know.
So Dumbledore takes Harry to like this cave.
Yes.
And has got to finish this potion.
Yep.
But it's like impossible to finish.
Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining you're doing. You got to finish this cocktail punch. But each sip is just destroying you.
But it was so good that I was just hammering it down.
Yeah, okay.
Not realizing how much I was actually drinking, which was a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the weirdest thing is I started getting emotional.
Because of the cocktail punch?
Well, it was a bit of drunk and also sad that I was leaving my job. I'd been there for it was actually when I got my email, my leaving emails, 4.67 years that I was there.
Wowee.
So,
dude, 3 more months, you could have got some long service leave.
No, that starts at 7 years.
GG.
That's why I'm like, I'm never going to get long service leave.
Yeah.
Every job I've had has been 4 years.
Yeah. It's a good amount of time. So reading the card, you got emotional?
Yeah, I started getting emotional.
Naturally, of course.
But it's unlike me to do.
Yeah, Chris didn't shed a tear in Toy Story 3.
Yeah, well, again, happy ending.
Again, touching movie. Moving on.
I did cry in Click, though. That was so sad.
Look, the scene was sad. I'm not going to shame you for crying in Click. It's a good movie to cry in.
He had a heart attack.
Spoilers, but yeah.
If you haven't watched Click by now, you're not going to watch it. Yeah. He had a heart attack in a car park while it was raining and all his family was there. And he'd been so distant from his family that it was like, so sad. But anyway, I started getting emotional, which is rare for me. Very rare.
Yeah.
And then, so I decided to, and I'm only a few glasses, at this point, I'm a few glasses away from finishing this punch.
Okay.
So I take like one of the last few glasses and I go in the backyard. And I had many options of areas to go, you know?
And I can confirm on how many options of areas. It's a decent sized land. Like, it's bloody big. So I'm just going to give you a list of places he could have gone. He could have sat on a chair. He could have sat on a couch. He could have sat on the ground under shade, like a veranda or pergola. He could have sat on a decking, the wooden decking. He could have sat under a barley hut. He could have laid down on the grass. He could have hung on a tree. But where did you decide to sit?
I decided to climb up and sit on top of my pizza oven.
At all places.
And I proceeded to cry for like 1.5 hours straight.
And then when he was done, the pizza was burned, obviously.
But it was just, and again, the reason I went on top of the pizza oven is because it is made of concrete, so it is solid.
It's a big, yeah.
And when you go up there, you're sitting up high, and and Gaurav has said many times, if he's in a kitchen, he will sit on the stool because he wants to be up high. So you can relate to me in that sense.
Yeah, no, but you're already 6 meters tall, so you don't need to stand. Yeah. Oh, okay. Look, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with sitting on top of the pizza oven. If you had so many options, I would never have looked at a pizza oven and been like, I really want to sit on that.
Yeah, but I have sat on it many times to watch the sunset because you're up that little bit higher.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But it is, so that was a good sesh, playing some sad music, and 1.5 hours. Now, the next day, Gaurav actually came over the next day.
That's true.
And when I heard him come over, I was laying in bed at the time, hungover like crazy. And then I got up, and I was fine. And we started playing table tennis, and we were playing for a good probably hour and a half.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And then we decided, we're a bit hungry, so Gaurav was like, I'll cook some eggs. And I was like, yeah, sweet, go for it.
I could see the poor guy was being destroyed internally. He was awake and alert somewhat, but internally he was definitely like, destroyed.
Absolutely. So Gaurav starts cooking the eggs, and then I start not feeling too good. So I tell Gaurav, don't worry about me. Just you cook the eggs, don't worry about me. So I went and laid down on the couch. I proceeded to then sleep until 6 p.m.
And
that day.
He went to bed around 1, so on the couch. So, so I had to eat all the eggs. And look, it was a good day all around. It was a good day, yeah.
So that was a huge one.
Big highlight. So
I got to say, I went out with a bang.
He went out with a bang. He went out with a pizza oven.
Yep.
So it's a win-win. And look, it was a good end, I guess, to 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, very notable.
Very notable.
Yeah.
Now, another very notable thing I want to mention. It actually has nothing to do with me, but...
Now, before you say your story, Gaurav, just as a recap of 2021, you have to just say what's changed for you in 2021.
You mean in 2020? It's only been 2021 for a few days.
Bloody hell. It feels like 2020 never happened.
Absolutely.
But what changed for you in 2020?
Well, I also did start a new job at the start of 2020.
Oh!
Still am in that job, and it's been great. So I guess that's what was that?
You beaut.
You beaut indeed. So that was, I guess, one of the biggest things that happened.
I believe another big thing happened. You went from long...
Oh, yes. Actually, I was just thinking that. I was saying Jen moved to Melbourne. So we went from long distance to short distance.
Short distance.
Yeah.
So for all those, love gurus out there, long distance can work.
It can. And Have got to say, yes, it was tough, but it was also...
But he also enjoyed it, so he had lots of free time.
No, it was pretty easy. I don't know. I feel like we were both busy at the same time. And then it just, the time went quicker that way. And I think there was always plans for her to come back here. So it felt fast tracked.
You should host The Bachelor.
You know what? I'm down. Who is it? Osher? If you ever decide to quit, just hit me up.
Yeah.
Your friend Gaurav Khazanchi, and I'll be there. Maybe we
And
can...
the reason it will work so well is because for some stupid reason, The Bachelor and all those other dating shows, people always pair up that are from different states. And it never works
Really?
out because one person moves and then they're like, nah, and then they go back. And it just never works out. So you, being the host, you could give your insight into the long distance, scenario.
I can, really call myself a long distance professional.
Well, yeah.
Since I've been in that situation for
You've
more
lived
than a
through
year.
it and succeeded.
100%.
So,
Well, guys, here I am. Here I am, the long distance...
guru.
Oh, I don't know if I would say that. The long distance consultant.
Consultant. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay, now back to one of the very notable things that happened towards the end of 2020.
2 days before it became 2021.
Yeah, exactly right.
Second last day of the year.
The second last day of the year. Now, Chris and I were actually at a friend's 30th birthday celebration on the 30th of December. What a coincidence. Now, Chris had some other commitments to attend to halfway through because it was sort of a day transitioning to night party. But I did not because I had already committed to this. So, where I'm getting at is we had a friend there, right? And his name is Jamie. Now, a couple of other friends came up to me and said, yo, let's stitch up our friend Jamie and gather everyone and say he's got a speech. And we'll fool him because he's feeling a bit intoxicated and he obviously doesn't have a speech ready because he's going to be thrown on the spot. So I'm like, nah, that's mean. But then a couple of other people came up to me and convinced me. I'm like, all right, we'll gather the people together and then we'll just laugh at him for, not having a speech and just feeling awkward. So we gather everyone. We're like, yo, everyone, we got Jamie. Can you please give your attention to Jamie? And he stands there and he looked pretty shocked. And he's like, oh my God. And then he said, well, now that I've got your attention. And then he pulls out his phone from his pocket. He takes the phone case off his phone, pulls out a folded piece of paper.
You're kidding me.
Unwraps the folded piece of paper, and there's a full-blown speech ready.
You're kidding me.
Anyway, so yeah.
So did the person who orchestrated this, did they know he had a speech?
So this is what I thought. I'm like, one of the three people who orchestrated this
Must have known.
So I'm like, you guys must have known. And they're like, they were as shocked as everyone was because they all just wanted to stitch him up. But no one knew he had a speech.
You're kidding me.
So he proceeded to say this speech, and my Lord, it was a good speech. It was a fantastic speech. Because we said, he's going to give a toast, he's going to give a toast, he's going to give a speech. He gave a speech, he gave history, he gave a backstory, he gave their current love situation, because they're like best friends, and then he gave a toast, and it was fantastic. Everyone was so impressed, especially me. He just had a speech ready. So I asked around. I said, man, I can't believe... And it wasn't a blank piece of paper. I thought maybe he's just faking it. It was a legitimate speech. It wasn't written on his phone. It was handwritten. I asked around.
Wow, that's dedication.
Dedication. I'm like, how did he just have a speech? How did he have a speech ready? I finally found one person. And I said, how did he just have a speech? I'm so impressed. And then she told me, the same person's his birthday. Well, his name's Kyle. When it was his 21st, Jamie was thrown on the spot to tell a speech. And he wasn't ready. So from then on, he vowed he's never going to a party of his without having a speech ready. And who knows how long he's had that piece of paper for. Because, man, it was a good speech.
You're kidding.
He was ready. It was the biggest slap in the face to everyone.
Dude, that's respect.
That is mad
I
respect.
don't know what else to say.
I told him afterwards,
That
I'm
is
like,
unreal.
you've inspired me to do the same. Like, even if I don't write a speech, as long as I have a piece of paper in my phone case that I can just pull out and look like a boss, it was such a boss move. I don't think I'll ever get over that moment when I saw him unwrap that piece of handwritten paper and give the greatest
insane.
speech of all time.
Wow, that's round of applause.
Round of applause.
Round of applause. Wow.
Well done.
Good work, Jamie.
He's absolutely nailed it on the head.
That is unreal. I really, that's just insane.
Yeah.
That is boss.
It's a new.
That's all you can say.
Yeah, it's something I would have never have thought to do, and
No.
that is just.
Some people are just so thoughtful.
Yeah, that
You
is.
know?
That
And
is
I'm
just
just
amazing.
not that that's just not me.
yeah.
'Cause when I see stuff like that, I'm like, how are you so thoughtful?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was inspirational. But I don't know, you were pretty thoughtful, man. You just told us how you read a card and climbed your pizza oven and cried. That's more sentimental than
No,
thoughtful.
that was
but-
everyone else being thoughtful for writing their messages to me.
True.
But so that's look, that was two notable stories towards the end of 2021.
Yep.
Look,
2020, you keep he
Yeah.
keeps doing this.
2020 never existed.
Yeah, yep.
Now, look, a lot of things changed and happened in 2020. It
Yep.
was a terrible year for many.
Yep.
A good year for some. You know, it at the end of the day, say it.
It is what it is.
There you go.
You're allowed to say it, man. That's all I just ever want. Plus, you should be saying it, repeating it after I say it.
Oh, absolutely not. But well, look, we'll wrap it up early. It's the first episode of 2021.
Yep.
Enjoy your year.
Yep.
That's all we can say. Smash your goals.
Yep.
And we look forward to, hearing from you all
Yep.
in this new year.
Exactly. And we'll put up the poll about the finger counting, so be sure to vote.
Sure.
And hit us up on @SoFarSoGoodPodcast Instagram with any questions or, just hit us up.
And that is all for today. So, yeah, once again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next episode.
Goodbye.
Bro, you are so upset that I'm not trying
I could not care less. You're the one missing out.
Oh, you're trying so hard to not
I'm
care.
actually not. I can't live your whole life. That is so dramatic. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, my God.
I'm saying it's dumb
Dude,
because
when
I
you
know
dog me and dog the podcast, this is what happens.
I dogged no one.
You dogged the podcast.
Nah. Dude, what if I had to taste
I don't
test?
think you deserve to still be on the podcast.
There's no podcast without Gaurav.
There
Can't
is.
just be welcome back. This is Christopher Coombs. Who's going to be in front of you?
I'll find someone else.
What,
Won't be too
eggnog?
hard.
Eggnog?
Yeah,
Yeah, all
for
right.
sure.
Fair enough.
All right, well, let's get into it.